Man, life is hard. Life is gonna knock you down. Life is gonna challenge you. Life gonna test you. The car's in the shop, so I'm stuck in an apartment all day. Same thing for yesterday. I was stuck here all day yesterday, so that makes 2 full days of just sitting in the house and just slowing down. Sometimes when you're trying to move too fast, life has a funny way of slowing you down, making you think and really focus on some things that you really need to do and that you need to get done. It is what it is. It is 12:49. I'm a little bit behind on schedule. I'm gonna just make today a vlog video, a full day of eating. I'm gonna show you what I eat throughout the day, especially moving forward as I'm getting to the end of my bulk, start leaning out, getting ready for competition. This morning I woke up, did my morning cardio, I was drinking my water. You see I'm already almost at a full gallon for the day, and I just fell asleep, to be honest. I needed some rest. So I laid down, woke up, and now it's time to get back to it. No excuses. It is what it is. If you need a support group, find you 1 or 2 people that's really encouraging and that's going to be very, very honest with you to keep you on track, keep you focused. That's going to give you the right guidance that you need. And if you don't have nobody like that initially, I highly recommend finding it. But just get started. There's no perfect time to getting started. Don't be afraid to mess up. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You can fix those later on down the road. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me at all social medias at Jason Boykins Jr. And we're about to get into it. Let's go. So the dishes are finally clean, finally washed. And yesterday I spent all day working on my cheat sheet, so I can do a good job of explaining and hopefully making sense of all of this nonsense to all of y'all. So I'm carb cycling. I'm carb cycling to lean out. I want to maintain as much muscle as possible, but I don't want to overdo the carbs to where I'm taking in unneeded or unnecessary amounts of carbohydrates on the days where I'm not training that hard or as intense. So the high carb days are my squat and deadlift days. So legs and back are meant for high carb days. Arms, shoulders, and chest for me is my moderate carb days. And for my rest days where I'm completely not working out, where it might be an active recovery, is my low carb days. So today I'm gonna go to the gym and train chest. So with that being said, overall for the entire day is 205 grams of protein, 106 grams of fat, and 239 grams of carbs. So everything's gonna be broken down in between 5 meals. So each meal will be 41 grams of protein, 21 grams of fat, and 4 meals will have 59 grams of carbs. So pretty much I like to start my first meal of the day with carbs. I like to have my pre-workout and post-workout meal with carbs. And depending on how the day goes, I might either eat another carb meal in between my first and second meal or before I go to bed at night, trying to help with that hunger, combat that hunger feeling so I don't wake up in the middle of the night with the late night cravings. So for the first meal of the day is 100 grams of oats, 40, so it's gonna be 8 servings of egg whites, so that's gonna be 40 grams of protein, and a half a tablespoon of peanut butter, so that's gonna leave me at 8 grams of fat. So I don't wanna overdo it since I'm only at 106 grams, so I want to be able to break it up and keep a little bit of fat throughout my day so I'm not hungry. So you need a little bit of everything. Hopefully I'm not something crazy. Hopefully this all makes sense. All right, so for the protein we have our egg whites. Each serving is 46 grams. So 46 grams is 5 grams of protein, so I need 40 grams of protein per meal. So we're gonna put this on here. So out of this 16 ounces, I'm gonna use 8 out of the 10 servings. Clear it out. Units is grams. Unit, grams. Alrighty, so before I mess this up, 8 servings out of the 46, so 8 times 46 is what? Pull out I need 368 grams of egg whites to give me my 40 grams of protein. 368. Boom, right there on the money, right? So it's basically simple math, right? So you can see per serving, 46 grams per serving is 5 grams of protein. So 8 times 5 is 40, so you just want to take 8 times the 46 to get the total weight that you need to get the 40 grams of protein. So that's how you would do it. So 8 times 5 will get you your 40 grams. So it's 8 servings out of the 10. You take the 8 times it by 46, and that's how you do the math when you read your nutrition label. This has 0 fat, so 8 times 0, 0. And carbohydrates is 0, 8 times 0, 0. So boom, easy math. That's how you read a nutrition label. I'll do it for the oatmeal and show you how to do it. I'm gonna turn that on. Boom, boom, boom. We have our protein down, so now we gotta work on our carbs for meal number 1. I am doing, what am I doing? 59 grams of carbs per meal. So let's check it out, let's check it out, let's check it out. It says on the back of this box, 40 grams of oatmeal is 27 grams of carbohydrates. So let's say 40 times 2 is 80 grams in total weight. 27 times 2 is 54. So I'm looking at my paper, I'm looking at my notes, moderate carb day. I'm doing 59 grams of carbs for 4 meals. So 2 times 27 will put me at 54. That sounds close enough to me. It's just a couple grams short, but I'm not complaining. So we're gonna turn it on, make sure it clears out at 0. Let's grab a measuring cup. So if you don't have a scale, I like using a measuring cup and a scale, right? Just to make sure I'm double accurate, just to make sure the nutrition label, or as close as the measurements on a nutrition label. So it says half a cup of dry oatmeal is 40 grams, right? So even though this cup says it's half a cup, you gotta make sure you're not over scooping, right? So this just put me at 45. So that's the other thing too, I feel like most people don't know. You're not gonna be way off, but you know, when it's something very, very specific, you just wanna be as accurate as possible, especially if you're competing or a competitor, amateur competitor, professional competitor, whatever. So now on this one, I did a little bit just right below the rim, and that got me at 80. So that's just one thing to be mindful of when you're doing the measurements. If you're using cups or a scale, the scale is like the most accurate thing you can have. And make sure, and I like using the measuring cup with the scale just to make sure my scale is still working right. Because I know sometimes they can go bad, the batteries are dying and they give you a bad number, a bad reading or whatever. So that's why I like using measuring cups and the scale together sometimes, just to make sure the scale is still working. And you might not always be at home with your scale. So when you get good at eyeballing stuff, when you're away from home or at other people's places or out of town, out of state, at a hotel or something, you can have a pretty good idea of what you're doing. So that's the purpose of why I like using both from time to time. So we have our carbs, we have 80 grams of oatmeal. That put us at 51 instead of the 59, or I mean the 54 instead of the 59. It is what it is. I'm gonna probably use water, take it out, add a little bit of cinnamon and peanut butter to give it some flavor. Then that'll pretty much be it. I'm gonna cook everything, heat it up, and take it from there. All right, so this is why I really like having my piece of my cheat sheet, my paper next to me. Boom, 2 tablespoons, 33 grams, right? What that say, 33 grams. So we're just looking at it for the total fat content. 16 grams of fat, right? So boom, per meal I can have 21 grams of fat. So I have my protein in here, and I did 1 whole egg. So 1 whole egg is 5 grams of fat. So that gives me my 21 grams of fat for my meal. I might be slightly over on protein, but that's okay. This has protein in it, right? It has 7 grams of protein. It also has carbs in it. So we're not exactly perfect. We're not perfect, not quite yet, but we're very, very close to our numbers. A little bit of extra protein has never hurt anybody. So we have our peanut butter and our cinnamon in this bowl. That's our carbs and part of our fat source. Boom, right? So protein, egg whites, 368 grams. Boom, fat, 5 grams from the whole egg, 16 grams from the peanut butter. Boom, we have 54 grams of carbs. That is 80 grams of oatmeal, right? So boom, it's that simple. I showed you how to do it. Just write it down. MyFitnessPal, there's apps, myfatsecrets.com. There's so many resources that you can use to just really, make it a lot easier, a lot simpler, right? And this is, excuse me, when I tell people, write down the stuff that you eat already. Excuse me. Write down the stuff that you use already, right? So write down the foods that you eat already before you feel like you have to really change every single thing that you eat on a daily basis. And this is just for general lifestyle people as well, not even competitors, amateur competitors, whatever. Write down everything that you eat. Look at the nutrition labels. You can probably still keep it in your diet. You just have to look at the nutrition labels and the serving sizes. You have to be more self-conscious, you have to be more self-aware. It's a little tedious in the beginning, but once you get in the flow of things, you can do it, right? It's a lifestyle. It's really about a lifestyle. It's really about being committed. It's really about being dedicated to what you're trying to do. You're creating a better version of yourself. There's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts to anything. You gotta do the hard stuff first before it becomes easy. That's no matter what you're trying to do. School, relationships, fitness, working on your mental health. All of it starts off being challenging, but the more that you do it, the more effort and time you put into it, the better off it gets. The better off you'll be. It took me a while to really understand these numbers. It took me a while to really understand that carbs aren't bad. It's just a surplus of carbs is where your body might store it as fat because you're not using it, you're not burning it off as quickly. Even some fat is good. There's healthy fats. There's fats in the foods that help you burn fat in the body. You just have to be more aware, educate, learn, reach out to a professional. Even if you don't listen to what I'm telling you, reach out to somebody that you know and that you trust. They'll tell you the same stuff I'm trying to tell you. So this is meal number 1. I showed you what I'm eating for meal number 1. This is typically my breakfast. This is a very big pan. I'm trying to cook all of this before I flip it. Nothing crazy. Salt, pepper, keep it simple. I'm telling y'all right now, can't nobody flip an egg better than me. I've been doing this for so long, like it come out perfect every single time. I just want y'all to know that, by the way. This is nothing related, but your boy flip a cold egg. That's all I got. know how to slide it right off a plate. I know how to slide it right off a plate. And you know what? I'm gonna show y'all how to do it for real, for real. We're gonna keep the fire going, right? We're gonna keep the fire going. 0 calorie spray, non-stick, man. Easy cleanup. You don't gotta deep fry everything. Just give it light heat, right? Light heat. Before I forget, you know, let's just add a little bit of greens to the first meal. Why not? Eat your vegetables. Eat the color with it. It's not that hard, man. Before you pick up a bag of chips, some candy, make sure you get your fruits and vegetables down, man. Do the little things right. Do the easy things first. Do the easy things first. We got glass meal prep containers. It keeps the vegetables fresher longer. If you didn't know it, now you know. Go ahead and throw some peppers on there. We got yellow peppers, red peppers. We got some onions. Go ahead and throw it on the heat. Don't burn it. The more heat you add to your food, all the vitamins and minerals you're gonna cook out of it. Just give it a light heat. Don't burn it. Just give it a little light heat. Just a little light heat, nothing crazy. You don't gotta be too serious. Man, ain't nothing like living this life. Longevity, a healthy life. I might just be talking and talking right now, but some of y'all are gonna pick up what I'm putting down. What is your quality of life? I wanna have a good quality of life. I wanna have a good well-being, a good mental, physical, spiritual well-being. Just have fun. At the end of the day, I like doing stuff to have fun. I enjoy doing this. I really do. It puts a smile on my face every single morning. Some days it's easier than others, and that's expected. It is what it is. We got our spinach. We have our peppers, onions, giving it a nice little heat. You can eat all the vegetables you want. You don't really have to worry about counting them into your macros. That's the beauty of it. Eat all the vegetables you want. I recommend it. Oh, by the way, Kinders, this is salt, pepper, and garlic. 10 out of 10. I do recommend. You know, move it around. Don't let it burn. You know, stay in motion. Nice and easy. There we go. All right, so that's officially meal number 1. It's done. It's made. It didn't take long at all. Literally, the egg took about 4 minutes. The oatmeal took 2 minutes. And this probably took 60 seconds. And yes, I made a reverse omelet. I put everything on top. Who cares? Just eat it. I know y'all gonna be in the comments trying to torch me about it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We got the vegetables on top instead of the inside. It's all right. And boom, meal number 1. Let's go. Right now it's 3:45, meal number 2, locked and loaded. But before I get into my second meal, just a quick little tidbit. So when you fluctuating when you're carb cycling, a lot of things might be similar and a couple of things might be a little bit different. So my protein intake on my moderate to my high. All right, so it's 3:45, meal number 2. I'm running behind, but we're still getting it down. So I'm just pushing my day back a little bit later than normal. I'm going to the gym a little bit later than normal than I normally would. So it's all right, not a problem. So with that being said, I just wanted to point out a couple of things with carb cycling, right? So when you're carb cycling, for me, on my moderate to my high carb days, my protein intake is the same. So a lot of the portion sizes for my measurements are going to be the same when it comes to weighing out food and stuff like that. But things will be a lot different as far as the carbs. Some of the carbs might be slightly different or significantly different versus the high, low to moderate days. So like yesterday was a high carb day for me. So on a high carb day, I'm doing about 13 ounces of golden potatoes. Since today is a moderate carb day for me, I'm doing 10.4 ounces of potatoes, of golden potatoes for my meal, and I'm doing 200 grams of chicken breast. So I guess I'm gonna show you how I prepped it before I go ahead and heat everything up, because I did make some yesterday, but I went through them pretty fast, so I gotta make even more. All right, so I cleaned the counter off already. Don't worry about it, don't come for me. We're about to chop these up really quick, fast, in a hurry. These also has 3 grams of protein per serving, 0 fat. So once you really get more aware of what you eat and what you're putting in your body, doing macros and stuff is a whole lot easier. It's just doing the initial regimen, getting it going on the first couple of days and trying to figure everything out, navigate it. That's where the hard part is, but after about 2 or 3 days, it's easy once you got it memorized and written down. And I always keep my paper next to me, so just in case I might forget or catch myself tripping. I guess I can rinse it off. Sometimes I rinse them off, sometimes I don't. But since y'all watching me, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it off. So I'm gonna cut them up into 4s. I'm gonna take each potato, cut it into 4 pieces. I'm gonna cook them for about 30 to 40 minutes on a temperature of 400. Let them get a nice golden brown. I'll use nothing but olive oil, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, garlic salt, and that's it. Nothing crazy. Keep it simple. Alright, so that should be enough. I'm about to go ahead and chop these up really quick. I'm gonna cut them into 4 pieces. Then I'm gonna oil the pan down, add my salt, pepper, and all that other stuff to it. Then I'm gonna pop it in the oven at a temperature of 400. Then I'm gonna eat my second meal. Then I should be making my way, or getting ready to start making my way to the gym. There you have it, meal number 2 with a little bit of sriracha sauce. I'm basically at the bottom of my first gallon a day. I can easily drink 2 gallons in a day. I've really been working towards them 3 gallons in one day. But let's cover some basics. We have our olive oil. We have our healthy fats. There's a lot of benefits that come from olive oil. I'll probably do a whole nother video on healthy fats, but olive oil being 1, avocados being 2, whole eggs being 3 from the egg yolk. There's a lot of benefits that come from eating healthy fats. Then you have your carbs from the golden potatoes. Then we have our protein, which is the chicken breast. Then I have onions and peppers underneath as well with our sriracha sauce. When you drink as much water as I do, when you drink, I don't know, a gallon, 2 gallons, a gallon and a half, 3 gallons, You need salt. You need salt. Your muscles are made up of water and glycogen. The sodium that I added in the olive oil, the salt that I added in the food will help me retain the water. Water is very important to the pump. Salt is very important to your workouts and involving, muscle contractions. So your sodium, potassium levels, all of that stuff is very, very important. Not only for general health, but most importantly for your working out, especially if you're doing strenuous exercises and you're up and you're active. So that's why I added salt to the olive oil on top of the other health benefits that it has, especially for digestive health. And I needed some extra fat because I'm doing 21 grams a meal. That's why I added the whole egg into it. And that's that. So I'm going ahead, get this going, watch a little bit of TV, then get ready to head to the gym. I have great news. Matter of fact, talking about heading to the gym. The car people called me back. It was just a minor fix. It wasn't nothing crazy. They got me settled for under $100. So that is a super, super win. It only costed me 2 full days without having my transportation. But I'm thankful because I was able to do this video, and I feel like I got a lot of good content pumping. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. I promise you, I won't let you down. I will guide you in the right direction. But meal number 2 is fully locked and loaded. We're gonna add the sriracha. I love me some hot sauce, some spicy food. I'm gonna watch a little bit of TV, then I'm gonna get ready to head to the gym. Then I catch off for the post-workout meal. That put me at 3. Then I still have to get down 2 more before about 10 o'clock. It's only 4 o'clock now, so that's highly feasible. I'm gonna probably do another chicken meal and probably 2 more beef meals. So I might cook up some steaks later tonight and eat those before I go to bed. It is currently 9:48, meal number 3, second meal chicken. Second chicken meal. I went to the gym and did chest today. It went very, very good. I was in and out, 6 total movements, and it took about a total of 6 hours. So nothing too OD on time-wise, but it was a good day. It was a good day. So I'm gonna weigh this out, then put some steaks in the oven, and I'm gonna have 2 beef meals before I go